Welcome to Heroes United, Pantheon, where legendary heroes from Marvel, DC, Greek mythology, and beyond come together in an epic battles, unexpected team-ups, and thrilling adventures. There's something about an epic clash that stirs the imagination, that quickens the pulse. Imagine, if you will, a battle so devastating, so earth-shattering, that it makes the very cosmos tremble. A collision not just of fists, but of forces, ideologies, and powers that stretch beyond mortal comprehension. Today, we bring you such a tale, a confrontation between the unstoppable Juggernaut and the tyrannical god Darkseid. But before we dive into this cataclysmic showdown, let's take a moment to ground ourselves. Darkseid isn't just another villain, and Juggernaut isn't merely a brute. These two beings represent primal forces. One, the physical embodiment of Cyttorak's unrelenting power. The other, the ruler of Apocalypse, wielding the Omega effect. This story isn't just about who punches harder. It's about what happens when two immovable philosophies collide. Stay with me as we explore this battle, not just as spectators, but as those who wonder, what happens when power is pushed to its absolute limits? As the epic unfolds, do not forget like, drop, comment, and subscribe for more historic pantheons. The planet trembled underfoot as the skies above cracked open, revealing the fiery glow of Apocalypse. Darkseid stood on the smoldering plains of Earth, his cold gaze surveying the ruins of a once proud city. Humanity's resistance had been swept aside, its mightiest champions defeated. The anti-life equation was within his grasp. Yet, even in his moment of triumph, an unfamiliar energy rippled through the air. From the distance came a sound like thunder, growing louder, closer. It wasn't lightning. It was something primal, something unstoppable. The ground began to quake violently, fissures splitting open as a massive figure emerged from the dust and debris. The Juggernaut, his armor gleaming, his eyes burning with rage, charged forward like a living battering ram. "You think you can take this world?" Juggernaut growled, his voice a deep, resonant boom. "Not while I'm standing." Darkseid turned slowly, unbothered by the threat. His lips curled into the faintest hint of a smirk. "You are a mere insect in the path of a god," he said, his voice a calm, rumbling thunder. "But by all means, test your so-called unstoppable strength." With that, the battle began. Juggernaut charged like a meteor, his momentum tearing through the fabric of reality itself. Buildings crumbled as his sheer force created shockwaves that could be felt miles away. He was a living engine of destruction, a force that nothing could stop, or so he thought. Darkseid waited calmly, his Omega beams crackling at the edges of his eyes. As Juggernaut closed the gap, Darkseid unleashed the beams. They snaked through the air, homing in on their target with unerring precision. Juggernaut braced himself, but the beam struck with an otherworldly force, lifting him off the ground and hurling him across the battlefield. Juggernaut rose slowly, the mystical power of Cyttorak healing his wounds almost instantly. "That all you got, Tin Man?" he sneered, charging again. This time, Darkseid stepped forward, meeting Juggernaut head-on. The impact was cataclysmic. Mountains in the distance crumbled, the shockwave tearing through the landscape. Juggernaut's fists struck like sledgehammers, but Darkseid barely flinched. He caught Juggernaut's next punch mid-swing, his grip like a vice. "You are strong," Darkseid admitted, his voice calm. "But strength alone is nothing without purpose." With a single motion, Darkseid hurled Juggernaut into the air. Before the brute could recover, Darkseid raised his hand, summoning a wave of energy that cascaded down like a tidal wave, engulfing Juggernaut. For the first time, the unstoppable force faltered. Juggernaut roared, forcing his way through the energy. But he was slower now, the relentless assault of the Omega effect beginning to take its toll. Darkseid approached, his every step measured, deliberate. "Your power is impressive," Darkseid said, standing over the fallen Juggernaut. "But it is borrowed power. You are a pawn of Cyttorak, nothing more. I am power incarnate. I am Darkseid." Juggernaut struggled to rise, his fists clenching, his resolve unbroken. "I don't care who you are," he spat. "As long as I can still move, I'll take you down." Darkseid's eyes flared. "Then let me show you what true power is." With a gesture, Darkseid summoned the full might of the Omega effect, a storm of energy that engulfed Juggernaut completely. The brute roared in defiance, his body resisting. But even the power of Cyttorak had its limits. Slowly, Juggernaut was forced to his knees, his unrelenting charge finally brought to a halt. As the smoke cleared, Darkseid stood victorious, his expression unchanged. Juggernaut lay in a crater, his armor cracked, his body battered but not broken. Even in defeat, he glared up at Darkseid with unyielding defiance. "You didn't stop me," Juggernaut rasped. "You just slowed me down." Darkseid looked down at him, his gaze cold. "Perhaps, but you will remain here, a monument to futility. Let this serve as a reminder. Even the unstoppable must kneel before Darkseid." And with that, Darkseid turned and walked away, leaving Juggernaut to contemplate the cost of defiance. This battle wasn't just a clash of fists, it was a clash of ideals. Juggernaut's relentless determination met its match in Darkseid's overwhelming power and godlike precision. Though Juggernaut's spirit remained unbroken, the lesson was clear. In the presence of a true god, even the unstoppable must yield. What do you think? Does the Juggernaut have it in him to rise again? Or has he finally met his match? Let me know your thoughts below.